Hey everyone, Aaron here, Kite Paddle Surf. It's a beautiful day at the beach and I want to give you my initial impressions of the brand new Naish Pivot Nvision. New for 2026, they have updated this kite from the previous year with a few new tweaks. Want to share those with you. And they also, at the time of this release, have the Naish Q Series pivot as well. So right now, what we're looking at is the Nvision. This is the Alula version. This is the premium version of the two pivots. It is built around an Alula frame, strut, and leading edge. That's going to make this kite a little bit lighter than the Q Series. So more performance in the top end and in the low end as well. A few more changes they've also done is the bridle this year. They've also lightened the bridle up a little bit. They've also changed the seam construction to make it a little bit lighter weight than the previous year. And overall, just give the kite a better, lighter bar feel when you're out riding, which I feel is much more noticeable when you're in the larger size kite range. Now the pivot in their lineup has been in the Naish lineup for quite a while, and it's always been, for the most part, it's been big air, it was wave, and now it's just their dedicated free ride all around kite, which is probably the most popular kite segment out there right now. I've had a few pivots over the years, and I gotta say, I've always really enjoyed riding them because you can do so much with them. You can go out and foil with it with the smaller sizes. You can go out and, of course, have an amazing twin tip session, and they work also really good for surfing as well. It wants to take off already. So that's what's great about looking at a free ride specific kite like this, is you can do a lot with it. Now, when I was out riding this kite, I've had about 8 sessions on it. I'm just gonna tell you kind of what I felt when I was out riding this kite. And then in a couple months, I wanna do a follow-up and just really give you kind of more of the nuts and bolts of this kite and more of the pros and cons. But this is just in my initial impressions, is that I wanted to get a 14 meter. This winter I'm down here in Florida, and I wanna get out in those light wind sessions and have a great time. And I just don't want to be mowing the lawn on a 12 meter. So the 14 meter is lighter than most 12 meters are going to be. This one comes in at just about 7.5 pounds, which is lighter than even just a older standard 12 meter Naish pivot, which is a great weight savings. The upwind ability on a twin tip or surfboard, I noticed, is just amazing. I can sheet in on the bar, I can park the kite, and it just really rockets upwind, which is great when you're dealing with lighter wind conditions on a twin tip and a surfboard. Really like that about the kite. As far as the jump ability about this kite, I noticed that it has really good direct bar feel in the air, and I would say it jumps really well, easy to jump, and it's not going to shoot you as high as some of those more dedicated big air kites, which I'm okay with. I don't need to go any higher than, as high as I want to go. So I really like that. It's very predictable. Steering input is really good. Even on this 14 meter, I can do last little heli loops at the very end of a jump, and I feel comfortable on it, which is great. Durability wise, I've crashed it a few times in the water, brought it up on self-launched on the beach here. And so far, examining the leading edge, it seems to be holding up really well. Naish, I feel like, has done a really good job with their durability. They just keep making their kites more and more durable. I'm gonna bring out here, this is a 5-year-old pivot. And it's just incredible to me that I can go out, take this 5-year-old pivot out, and as you can see with that Quad-Tex material, just holds up. Like, stitching's good, everything on this kite is really good. So I'm really excited that Naish is continuing that, even with this, real premium Alula material. It seems very durable so far. So who would be looking at a kite like this? Like I said, someone that wants that all-around kite that can do everything and do it really well. And as far as deciding between the Q Series and the Nvision, the Q Series is gonna be a lot more forgiving, it's gonna be better for maybe more entry-level to intermediate riders. And then for the intermediate and up, I feel like if you want to get that better performance, better wind range, so you can maybe go to a 2 kite quiver instead of a 3 kite quiver, and you want the absolute pinnacle, best of the best, I feel like then it's worth it to go for the Nvision. And like testing a 14Q to the Nvision when I was trying them out at Hood River, I definitely noticed a lot better low end on this Nvision. And also on the upper end too, I've taken this kite up into high teens to 20, which is pretty good for a 14 at 150 pounds. And I feel like the way it just sits in the window, it really shoots forward. And then you can also, when you're riding towards it, drifts really nicely. So overall performance on this is pretty outstanding. I'm really excited about it. So those are just kind of some of my initial impressions of this kite. If you have any questions on it, hit us in the comments down below. I'll try to follow up with you. I've had the 8 sessions that I've had, I'm gonna try to get it out on a foil. I don't know, 14 meter foil sounds crazy, but I'm gonna try it. And then I'm gonna spend a little bit more time in some small waves. I haven't really done much on the surfboard and waves. 14 meter, really not designed for waves, but there is some chances of me hopefully getting that out on surfboard, and I can kind of get back to you guys on that in the next review. So hope you guys enjoy. Look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Take care.